ライオン神エスカノール様だ。震えるさ。
Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. It's Critic Alex, and today we're going to talk about the dev note that was posted for 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross. This is the second global dev note that we've had, and I absolutely adore reading these. They're a treasure, because to imagine that a netmarble subsidiary, a netmarble company, you know, like some sort of group within the netmarble brand would bother to write not one but 2 dev notes in the span of like what, a month, absolutely blows my mind. And hopefully all of their other games, you know, Contest of Champions, Marvel Future Fight, etc., will take note and see the success of 7 Deadly Sins Grand Cross, and they will emulate it. So let's jump into the note now, the dev note, and we'll talk about what it is. So this is for global, so this will obviously be talking about stuff that has already happened on JP, but it's really nice to see what their plan is for the pacing of the game, because as we've seen, more than anything, the biggest difference between, well, besides Lilia, the biggest difference between global and JP has been the pacing. We got Escanor a lot faster. We've gotten Valenti before Blue Lilia, and we got Diane, however you say her name, before Lilia as well. So yeah, definitely the pacing is a really important thing to note. I know some players really want us to catch up to JP. I kind of do, but I don't want it to sacrifice the enjoyment of the game to do so. Other players don't want us to catch up to JP because they like knowing what's coming and they like knowing the value of certain units. But I do enjoy us sort of blazing our own path on global. I don't want global to just be stuck in the rails of like whatever JP did minus 6 months. So they start off by saying hello and you know, being excited about the last month's dev note and the 100-day event. And then they actually apologize, and they read it in red. We deeply regret the mistake we made that disappointed many knights. So I believe they're talking about the typo on the Valenti step-up banner. That caused them to have to refund step 10 because it said step 10 is 1 diamond when obviously it was 30 diamonds. And then I believe they're also apologizing for the glitch / bug that was happening to Sekapoko and other people where they pulled up to step 10, Valenti did not show up, and then they either logged out, logged back in, or whatever, and then they got Valenti after that, and then they also lost an additional 31 diamonds because then step 1 and step 2 were automatically like finished for them, which is extremely bizarre bug, and it obviously upset people and, you know, made people feel robbed, rightfully so. So they apologized right off the bat, which is shocking for a Korean company. This is, you know, admitting fault, admitting mistakes is a big step. So this is I've never seen this. Well, we saw this on the other dev note, but otherwise I've never seen this before. I don't want to make too big of a deal out of it, but they could just take our money and smile, right? And they're apologizing, so it means something. It means something. And then they explain in the process of translating and applying 12 different languages to the global service, because they're obviously not just doing English, they're doing like whatever, Italian, Spanish, etc., German. We failed to catch a mistranslation issue in some languages, including English. And then there was a stage-related bug that caused the connection stability issue. And then again, they apologize. We would like to sincerely apologize to all knights who are affected. So they feel, in a way, they feel like it sort of ruined the 100-day event. I don't personally feel like it did, but I'm not really the best person to comment on that because I wasn't directly affected by that bug. I obviously didn't even pay attention to the fact that the step-up banner said 1 diamond. I just started furiously gambling because I'm addicted. But yeah, it's nice that they said that. I think they're being a bit hard on themselves in this way, but maybe this is their way of sort of, you know, making us feel bad for them. Who knows? They're still a multi-billion-dollar company. We shouldn't feel bad for them. We, the development team, will do our best to listen to your opinions and continue to strive to provide great service. Hell yeah, I want to hear more of that from all the other mobile games out there. Are you paying attention, Marvel Future Fight? You damn well should be, King of Fighters All-Star. We will also do our best to inspect the game thoroughly so these types of errors don't occur again. Damn. Okay, I mean, that is your job, but okay. Your opinions help the development team, and we will continue to listen. And then they go on to say, like, they just keep, like, this whole intro, this is wild. This whole intro is just apologies, and we're going to try to do better. And we, you know, we are nothing without you, obviously, because there's no game if we don't play, if we don't spend, right? Continue to tell us when things are wrong. Continue to be critical of the game. Continue to voice your thoughts and your feelings and your feedback. I know a lot of players right now on JP are not happy with the Super Awakening, so it'll be very interesting to see if maybe the global community, we're a team. If the global community, if we can take this opportunity and we can sort of bounce off the dev note and start complaining about the Super Awakening, and maybe the global community's negative reaction to Super Awakening, even though it's not even on global, right? Their reaction plus the JP reaction, which is where it's live, maybe that will help and cause them to rethink the strategy and maybe, you know, reconsider, you know, sort of find a common middle ground where they can make money on the Super Awakening, but it's not an absolute fisting for free-to-play players, and it's not a completely, you know, ruinous event. I don't want to distract too much from the dev note here, and I don't want to confuse you guys too much, but for those of you that don't know what Super Awakening is, I'll give you an example really quickly of what it is. Like, we don't have Super Awakening in global, and it could be like months away. It is months away, but essentially what Super Awakening is, you make those yellow stars red. So it's sort of like Mastery in Marvel Future Fight, but you cannot do it. You can't even start making the stars red, from what I understand, unless the ultimate ability is at least 4/6. So if it's 4/6, 5/6, or 6/6, you can start doing Super Awakening. But for example, for my Lilia, I cannot do Super Awakening, or I wouldn't be able to. For Rimuru, I wouldn't be able to do Super Awakening. For her, I would. For the other Dion, hang it, I keep saying her name. Anyways, you sort of get it. You sort of get what I'm saying. So for certain coin shop units that, you know, might be understandable and that might be feasible, especially, you know, even for free-to-play players. I mean, it's going to suck to save up an additional, whatever, 28 coins or 20 coins if you buy them all on sale, but it's possible for coin shop characters, right? But for everyone else, for every other character that's not coin shop, yeah, you're screwed. So, you know, that I think is sort of a non-negotiable thing they need to change. But anyways, that's on JP right now. That actually just released on JP for part 2 of their anniversary. So we'll see what happens there. Yeah, so yeah, they said we prepared the 100-day event in order to provide abundant benefits to all knights, but the desired impact was lessened by mistakes. We hope you know that we are trying our best to meet your expectations. Okay, all right. This is part of the reason why I'm comfortable spending. I've spent over $1,000 on this game. You know, on the one hand, obviously I have a YouTube channel for it and whatever, but on the other hand, they communicate more than most companies that I've ever dealt with, whether I'm buying clothing from one brand or whether I'm going to a restaurant repeatedly and, you know, over the course of years spending thousands of dollars or whatever, PlayStation, etc. This is pretty good, I gotta say. So anyways, here's what they say that they're going to introduce in a future update. So they don't give us an exact date of this, but we know that everything they talked about in the dev note last time ended up coming fairly soon after. So I don't expect this to be months away. I expect this to be like a week to 2 weeks away at minimum, at maximum. Not necessarily all at once, but you know, you can sort of get what we're saying, get what they're saying. So chapter 10. So chapter 10, if you've read the manga or you've watched the anime, it's when the team is stuck in the forest, trying to get to the stuck in the maze in the fight festival, while they're trying to get to the sort of super tournament that Droll and Gloxinia have prepared. Because at the end of the story, currently at the end of the story in the game, Droll and Gloxinia like sent out all these flyers for this special tournament, and whoever wins has their wish granted or something like that. And so the 7 Deadly Sins kind of know that the 10 Commandments are kind of baiting them out, or trying to bait them out, but they're going to go anyways. So it'll be interesting to see how Chapter 10 goes. It's pretty cool part of the fight, and I really want to see the 10 Commandments, like more of the 10 Commandments get added. I know that Droll just got added to JP, so he's far off on global. It'd be really cool if we got Droll and Gloxinia on global, like right now. I think that would be sick, because I like giants. But yeah, you know, so yeah, I just want to see more commanders. I want Derriere, I want what's his name, Monspeed. It'd be dope. It would be dope. Yeah, and so they're working on, and this is cool. Aside from the story in its chapter, the development team is also hard at work creating a different kind of grand story. So this is something different. We can't reveal what it is yet because we are still in the midst of development, but we are working around the clock in hopes that you will enjoy this content like the Tensura collaboration. So this is, I'm assuming, alluding to another collaboration with another manga or anime. Now, if you watch other YouTubers, you may know AOT. You may know what it is. You know, it might be Attack on Titan. We don't know. It might be something else. But we'll have to wait and see. It would be really cool if JP got different collabs than Global. It would be cool if they got the same collabs at different times, maybe, right? Like maybe we get something else now, and then later on we get Attack on Titan, and then at that point, later on for JP, they get what we got first. I think that'd be cool, like flip-flopping. That'd be dope too, but yeah, sick. So they right here, they announced not one, but 2 major content updates, a new collab and Chapter 10. So that's sick. And then we get Final Boss GOWTHER being announced. This is Final Boss GOWTHER here. Very, very cool. Just like Final Boss King, if you beat them and you farm the coins and then you exchange them in the shop, you'll be able to get all these cosmetics. And these cosmetics, if you watch Nagato and others, this is most of what JP uses for GOWTHER's cosmetic because it looks badass with a little spiky monocle. It actually makes GOWTHER look like a cool sort of steampunk spy. Anywho, or like assassin. So yeah, we're going to get Final Boss GOWTHER like Final Boss King. Final Boss GOWTHER is going to be red, like red GOWTHER, so you're going to want to use blue units. It'll be interesting here. They talk about it as well. They let you know how you can access it, so just make sure if you're not there yet that you complete up to stage or episode 74 of the story. So for you new players, if you really want to get these cosmetics, and you should hustle to complete that much of the story or more. And then they also announce Blue Lilia, Mastermind Mage Lilia, is going to be coming to the game through a step-up event. So some people were sort of worried or confused or cynical that because the Green Lilia was a step-up instead of being free, and then because Valenti came as a step-up before Blue Lilia, that Blue Lilia might not be a step-up, that she might just be a banner. So they've just confirmed, and they've sort of, vanquished all of the worry that she's not going to be a step-up. So they're not going to try to milk us too hard for Blue Lilia. That being said, if you want Blue Lilia, you're still going to have to save up a minimum of 242 diamonds, because that's how long it takes. That's how much it takes to do the full 10 steps. And then if you want more copies of her, obviously you'll have to invest more diamonds. But yeah, 242 is the base, and Blue Lilia is definitely a unit that you want, not only for Final Boss GOWTHER, but for pretty much all of the content. She's good for farming, she's good for PvP. I mean, she's okay for farming. She's good for PvP, she's good for, Training Cave. She's just a very, very solid, she's kind of like King. That's how my Twitch chat described her to us. She's sort of like a mix between King and Merlin, because she has the healing like King, and she has the rollback on the alt like Merlin. And then we're getting reverse stages at some point in the future. Reverse stages are really, really cool. I love this idea. These are screenshots from JP, but this is really, really dope. And or I think it's screenshots from JP. Everything's in English. But anyways, basically the reverse stages are the reverse of whatever the story was. So instead of being Meliodas and fighting Hendrickson, you have to play as the bad guys. They become good guys later, but you have to play as the bad guys and fight the good guys. So the Dragonson of Wrath appears. So you have to play as Alioni and Twigo, and you have to fight Meliodas. How dope is this? Every game needs to do this. This is such a genius thing to do. Not only does it force you to build up these characters that you might have just ignored because they're not the main protagonist, they're not as interesting, they're not as strong. So it makes you sort of build your roster out wider, which is fun and exciting because you get to try out new characters and you get to see why they're good, and you can come up with new team comps. But you also get to see things from the other way around, right? Instead of just dumping through the story with Meliodas and for counter, you get to play. I think it's really good. I don't know. Maybe I'm overreacting, but yeah. And then the rewards are dope. You get diamonds and you get GSSRs. You get SSR tickets. So, and that's for the number of stars that you get for 3-starring the mission. Presumably 3-starring the mission means nobody dies. So you're gonna have to play, you might have to play in a particular way to ensure that nobody dies, or bring along healers or whatever. So it'll be very interesting. Love the idea of reverse stages. I would love for Marvel Future Fight to do this. And then that's it. But we hope the story of 7 Deadly Sins created by all of us will last for a long, long time. These guys are in it for the long run. And especially with 7 Deadly Sins, the main manga ending, and then them trying, gonna start up a sequel to it with someone's son. I won't say whose son it is. It seems like they want this game to be like a 5-10 year thing, which is good. It's good for your investment, right? If you're spending money on this game, it's not going to be going anywhere anytime soon, because we know sometimes with gacha games they burn bright for like a year or year and a half, and then they just fizzle out. So hopefully that's not going to be the case. See you next time. Sincerely, the development team of 7 Deadly Sins Global, a game made possible by all of you knights. I gotta say, they've made their mistakes. They've definitely not done everything perfectly, but damn, these dev notes, it might just be a bunch of fluff talk and a little bit of preview stuff, but it's nice, man. It's nice. And imagine in the future, if we catch up to JP, or if we just go in a different direction, the dev notes could be a really nice way of looking into the future and seeing what's coming, something that none of us know, right? Because all this stuff you can sort of just glean from JP, right? But yeah, so let me know what you guys think of the dev note. Are you guys as hype as I am, or am I sort of in my own space here? I don't mind being alone here on Hype Island, or over Hype Island. But yeah, let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.